Hello everyone, welcome to We Lingual. My name is Vaishnavi Shekhawat and I am an English language trainer. One of the most common problems that my students constantly share with me, I memorize word meanings, I memorize idioms, beautiful phrases, but I end up forgetting them and I'm never able to use them while trying to speak in English, particularly beautiful English. And that made me spend sleepless nights thinking about how to finally make them use idioms in their natural conversation. And on that note, today I'm going to share one of the biggest hacks to finally understand idioms in a way that you never forget them. And once you master these hacks, you will realize very surprisingly that you can even guess the meanings of completely strange idioms that you know nothing about, be it during an exam or maybe when somebody else has used it and you want to decode exactly what they just said to you. And as a cherry on the top, I'm going to give you 5 super advanced, super rare idioms that we Indians use very rarely but often beautify our speech like anything else. So let's get started. Before I give you the hack, there are certain things that you should make a note of. These hacks do not apply to all the English idioms in the world. They apply to a solid majority, like 60 to 70% of them, but 60 to 70% of the idioms all over the world understood in few seconds. That is not any less than a magic, right? This hack is most useful when you want to retain the meanings of the idioms for the longest period of time. Now coming to the hack, let's take the idiom to sweep it under the rug, for example. Don't just try to look up the meaning right away. Try to guess it first. How are you going to guess the meaning of it? Follow a 3-step process. Number 1, break down the literal meanings of the words that come together to make up the entire idiom. So first try to understand what the word sweep means, what the word rug really means, right? And step number 2, try to visualize the literal thing happening in front of you. So imagine that somebody is sweeping or cleaning their room with the help of a broom. But instead of collecting all the dust and throwing it in the garbage, they sweep it under a rug that they come across. And that leads us to step number 3, apply this instance to real life situations. So when somebody, instead of throwing the dust in the garbage, sweeps it under the rug, what are they doing? They are trying to hide it instead of dealing with it right away. And that's exactly what the idiom to sweep something under the rug means. So you can usually hear native speakers use it in sentences like, I just had an ugly fight with my girlfriend because she, instead of dealing with our issues, swept them all under the rug. This 3-step process is scientifically proven to actually make you retain the meanings of the idioms for the longest time possible and to make you guess the meanings of similar idioms that you come across in real life. Now let's get into our very first idiom. A hill to die on. What does it mean? A hill to die on. When anything is a hill to die on, it means that it is some argument, a belief, or an opinion that you are ready to hold on to no matter how hard the other people try to convince you of the contrary. It means having a very strong and staunch opinion that you are just not ready to change because that's how passionately and strongly you believe in it. An example sentence: this is the best book in the world and that is a hill I will die on. Thread the needle. Thread the needle. When you thread the needle, it means that you're trying to navigate a very delicate situation. Delicate to a point that you don't want to make even a little bit of error. An example sentence: the company is trying to thread the needle between raising their prices and maintaining customer loyalty. To read the room. To read the room. This is one of those idioms which very few people use despite being so easy to comprehend and so easy to actually apply in everyday conversations. Let's try to decode it with our hack. Imagine that you've entered a room and everybody is silent, maybe because they just had a fight which you don't know about. But instead of decoding the silence to mean that it's not appropriate to say anything right now, otherwise it will be extremely dangerous, you go on to crack a joke, which means that you did not read the room properly. So you can use it in sentences like, he really needs to learn how to read the room because he cracked a joke in the middle of a fight, which means that the person being talked about did not really analyzed the emotions, tone, and the body language of people around him and went ahead to say something completely inappropriate, to call someone's bluff. The literal meaning of bluff is a kind of a threat or a claim which is not necessarily true and is made just to make the other person falsely believe that they are at a much stronger and a much safer position than them. And when you call someone's bluff, you immediately ask them to prove it because you've already sensed that it is just a bluff. So they can't really scare me. You can use it in sentences like, her boss totally called her bluff when she directly asked her to hand in the resignation. Maybe the girl was constantly bluffing in front of her boss that she will leave the company right away, that she will resign. But at this unfortunate moment, the boss assumed her bluff and called her on it by literally asking her to hand in the resignation right away, to pull the rug out from under someone. Let's try to visualize it for a second. The second you saw them standing on the rug, you literally pulled it out from under them, making them start stumbling and eventually fall down. And that's exactly what the idiom means. When you pull the rug from under someone, it means that you have suddenly taken away your support, help, or stability from them, rendering them completely unsafe. Let me give you an example sentence. The exam authority pulled the rug from under all the students of the country by cancelling the exam at the last minute. So I'm hoping you learned something valuable today. But if you ever feel like you want to sound so natural, so native-like while speaking in English, using beautiful idioms, beautiful words, or anything else for that matter, I'm an English language trainer and I'm right around the corner. For more such hacks, subscribe to the channel because that really keeps me motivated to help you guys out consistently.